Hey everybody, Sarah, Thrifting for the Nest. How are you guys doing? Happy Monday. I have not put any videos out in the last week just because my whole family has been down with this cold. I was super arrogant and thought I would be able to knock it out, and this cold was just a little bit too strong for all of my homeopathic and natural remedies that normally work. So I haven't been sick like this in quite a while. I was down for at least a full day and then just kind of pushed through the last few days. So still feeling a little under the weather. I'm sure this is the kind of cold that will hang on a little bit, but I think I can talk now without going into a coughing fit. So I figured I could do a wet sold video since it's Monday and I've had a weekend under my belt. So um, let me just pull this up. Usually I'm a little more organized and I like to have everything pulled up for you. And I just went ahead and hit record and wasn't thinking about, oh, I should have all my information in front of me. So I am pulling up my eBay overview right now. Oh, I had a good weekend. I haven't really looked at my numbers yet. I just knew that I had a good amount to ship this morning. So I have 41 items to ship and actually two additional shipments from Poshmark. I haven't talked a whole lot about Poshmark on this channel yet, and it's mainly because I'm kind of phasing out of Poshmark. I've tried it for the last few months. I've made some sales. It's been good. I think I've probably made about 800 since I started on Poshmark, but my general consensus here is that my time is just better spent listing and selling on eBay. And you know what I really, really don't like about Poshmark? And I know it's a small thing, it's totally a small thing, but I can't print my labels the way that I want to on Poshmark. I can't use my label paper on Poshmark, and I can't use my Dymo printer on Poshmark. So I totally, like when I have to ship something on Poshmark, I completely have to shift gears. That seems very small and minute when I'm making money, I know, but man, it just throws a wrench in my processes. So I've actually even emailed Poshmark support about it and said, hey, can we orient these PDFs differently so that I can at least print them out on my label paper so I don't have to like tape the package or the label to the package, but they said, nope, it is what it is. I actually figured out a way to just like cut my label paper and feed it through the center so I at least get to print it out on label paper. But again, it's just not my streamlined process. So um, anyway, I do like selling shoes on Poshmark, so I'll probably keep my closet open just to get those heavy shoes sold. Um, anyway, my weekend sales were good, so better than expected, actually. I did 273 on Friday. I did 141 on Saturday, which was a pretty slow Saturday. But then yesterday really picked up and I did 456. So that's actually my best day all month since Christmas Day. I ran a Christmas Day sale. But yeah, 456. Okay, yay. And then I've had $47 in sales so far this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I sold over the weekend. I'm continuing to run a sale on my older items to get them out of the way. And there are a few of these items that I sold are auctions that I wanted to move. So, you know, some of the numbers aren't very impressive, but I will take $456 in one day of sales. I mean, because over Friday, Saturday, Sunday, with my quick, terrible math skills, three, four, that's 800 in sales on a weekend for a work from home person. I'm pretty happy about that. Those are good numbers for me. So, all right, so let's start with my Poshmark sales just because I have them right on top here. I've had these in my store for a while. Actually, when I got them at the bins, they're heavy. I mean, they weigh like 4 pounds. Not a good buy. I wouldn't buy these again. They're kombu boots, rain boots, and they're sold at Costco. So I sold these for $14 plus shipping on Poshmark because you know shipping is like a flat $6 on Poshmark. So that's fine. I still made money. They sat for a long time. This is another item that sat for a long time and finally sold on Poshmark. It's a Juicy Couture like velour swim bag or tote bag, and I sold this for $18. I got a lot of lowball offers on that, both on eBay and Poshmark, but I'm pretty sure I've had that in my store for at least 10 months, so I'm happy to get rid of that. All right, so those are my Poshmark sales. Let's move on to my eBay sales. Let's go. I had some really good sales this weekend. Like I had a good amount of like low dollar sales, but I had some really great sales that make me super happy. So again, I'm not going to say most of this stuff came from the bin, but a lot of it did. And if it didn't, like, so just assume that it came from the bin at 99 cents a pound. And if it did not come from the bin, I will point that out so you kind of know the price range that I'm looking at. So this came from the bin. Mazzoni Mare. It's a men's button front shirt. I had priced this pretty high and no takers. I didn't even have watchers on this item. Maybe Mazzoni men's doesn't sell as well as Mazzoni women's because usually my Mazzoni women's sells very quickly. But I took a best offer for $25 on this morning because I just wanted to move it. Oh, this is my hoodie, my own personal hoodie that I must have just put on my pile of clothes. I'm not selling that, but I did get it at the bins. The next item, I'm going to scroll all the way down. Sorry guys, I'm a little more disorganized than I want to be this morning, but you'll get the gist. This sold on auction for $9.50. It's a Columbia men's button front. It's a PFG shirt. Honestly, these things sell usually for 20 bucks, and I didn't, I may have been too hasty in moving it to auction, but that's fine. $9.50 is good. I got these Olokai men's slip-on shoes at the bins, and I sold these. Why is my stuff not in order? Here we go. I sold these for $15 plus shipping. Again, they're not in the best condition. Olokai is usually a great shoe. They're known for their sandals. But I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out shoes, you guys. I don't love shoes, and maybe I just don't really have an eye for them because there are shoes that I've bought that I just really think are going to sell really well, and then they sit. I don't lose money on them because when you buy them at the bins, you really don't have much to lose, but I don't make as much or sell them as quickly as a lot of other sellers do. So I'm still trying to figure out that niche. All right, the next item is a Lacoste men's shirt. Usually my stuff's just right in order and I'm not quite sure. I didn't pull out of order. Sorry, you guys. Okay, Lacoste men's. It's just a plain t-shirt and I took a $15 offer on this item. And then I think these might have been in a haul video a while back. These men's Nike track and field pants. I sold these for $19, free shipping. I'm really only charging for shipping on super heavy items. If I can ship it in a padded flat rate or first class, I'm not charging shipping. I'm glad I bought this. It's an April Cornell straw hat. Let's see if I move it right into the camera. It's cute, little flower on the front. I'm gonna have to ship this in a box so it doesn't get squished, but sold this for $28. $28. April Cornell is a really good brand, you guys. I've discovered them randomly when I was researching. There's my dog. I discovered them randomly while I was researching, and everything that I've sold from April Cornell Trading Company has been great, so that's awesome. I sold this. It's starting to be eBay's swimsuit season, so this is the time to get your swimsuits up right now, guys. If you don't have them up, don't wait for summer. $20. Sold this Spanx swimsuit. Took a best offer on this skirt, this horny toed skirt. It's just a basic cotton textured skirt. I took a $12 best offer. This was a great find. I actually bought this on Friday at a Goodwill retail store. I paid up for it, but I knew right away it would sell well. It's an Ibex women's jacket. You can see on the back the Ibex logo. And then I'll show you the tag too. This brand is picking up in popularity for sure. I mean, I've always sold Ibex well, but I'm selling Ibex faster and for more money at this season than I have before. So I actually bought this for $13. I paid that's really paying up for me. If I'm gonna pay up to that, it's got to be good. Um, and I put the price up high, like I think at 90, and I took an $80 best offer, and it's an international buyer, so they paid an additional $18. So they paid a total of $98 for this coat, and it sold within like 2 hours of me listing it. So I'm super happy with that return. Sometimes we relist items over and over and over again, and we can't sell them even for our lowest base price. And then we get rid of them, which is what I normally recommend after a period of time. But for this item, for whatever reason, I just decided to just relist again, and it sold for $14. I mean, I think the lowest price I had on this at one point was $6. Coldwater Creek, I got it because it's like brand new and it's a plus size. It's a 1X. So I'm happy that I decided to relist it and not just donate it back. I'm not saying that's always the best plan, but for that item it was. So that was actually just laziness. I was like, I don't want to pull it and donate it, so I'll just relist it again. And it sold that time. This is just an Under Armour men's long sleeve shirt. Nothing too fancy. Took an $11 best offer for it. I find that Columbia kids coats sell really well and quickly. We are getting toward the end of coat season, like I said before, but it's just a cute little pattern toddler jacket. I sold it for $16.50. I love this brand, Fred Perry. It's a men's brand. It sells very consistently for me and quickly. This was actually a 2X, so a great size. It's always got this chest logo on it. And I sold this for $28.79. Here is just a basic women's hoodie, Nike. Sold it for $19. These are all just really good, like nothing fancy about these items, you guys. I mean, Fred Perry is like a brand that I would pay up for sure. This is just a Kirkland cashmere sweater. I sold this for $15. I took a best offer for $15 because it's Kirkland. It's a Costco brand. Sure, I'll take $15 for it. This is just a basic. I actually bought this to sell at Plato's, and Plato's didn't carry it. They didn't buy it. So I was like, well, I'm not going to just donate it back. So I put it up. It's H&M. Nothing too fancy. I sold it for $13.19 on my sale. Fine by me. So not all Anthropologie brands are amazing. I know we're all looking for Anthropologie brands. And as I say that, I'm wondering if this is not an Anthropologie. It's Pinkerton. I get confused because this RN66170 can be Anthropologie, or it can be Urban Outfitters, or one other brand I'm not thinking of, or like store chain that I'm not thinking of right now. Anyway, it's a dress with pockets. It's cute. It's totally on trend, but it sat for quite a while. I had it up on Poshmark and on eBay, and I sold it for $13 on eBay on my sale, and that was fine because it sat for a long time. It doesn't say Anthropologie on the tag though, so now I'm wondering, well, maybe it wasn't Anthropologie. Anyways, regardless, that 66170 isn't always a winner. I've not actually had very good luck with Pinkerton dresses. Although, you know, I bought it at the bins for less than $1 and sold it for $13. So I'm not going to complain about that. Victoria's Secret, it's like a Henley. This pattern is called Space Dye. I'm starting to figure out all of these patterns like heathered and space dye, and I never used to use those keywords, but people like them. And I sold this for $12 plus shipping. Okay, I guess I just didn't have free shipping on that, so that's a bonus. I had this on my haul video with my husband, I think, last weekend, and I was super excited about a Ted Baker piece. And it's this really pretty, like long, flowy cardigan with the silk floral back. But when I went to list it, and just all being up front here, it has a hole in it. So I was bummed because I had already removed the tags, and I think I paid $7 or $8 for it. But I was like, well, because I paid up for it and I removed the tags, I better try to get something for it. So I listed it, I think, for $20, best offer, and had a sale running, so it brought it down to 18. I got a $12 best offer, and I because it was so early, I decided to decline it, and then it sold for that $18.69 price. So I did not lose money. I fully disclosed it though. I have the word flaw in my title, so people know right away that there's a problem. I put it in the item condition box, and then I put it again in the description and made sure to take really good pictures. Luckily, the hole is in kind of the bunched material, the way that it drapes, where you could really easily disguise it. It's not obvious when you're wearing the piece. So anyway, not a loss, but you know, learning lessons every day. All right, this is a let me find it because I want to give you guys the prices on these. That's the point of a sales video. What sold? It's Adidas Tech Fit. It's just a men's athletic shirt. Basics. I sold this for $9. Here is a Prana dress. These do really, really well in the summertime. So kind of like, I'm trying not to discount these too much because spring and summer are coming. It's like a stretch, like soft, I don't know. I described it as like an athletic dress because it has a shelf bra in it, but they're perfect for summer. And this sold for $19.79. All right, here's another hoodie I was super excited about. And then when I went to list it, found a hole in the sleeve. But it's a Nike Air hoodie with like these striped green and red striped sleeves. So I took a best offer of $20 for that. Still very happy about that. If it weren't for the bin pickers saying you can sell stuff with holes in it back when I started selling on eBay, I would never have, I would be throwing so much stuff back because we make mistakes when we're picking. We bring stuff home with holes. And there are some brands, if it has a hole in it, it's not worth it, or if it's really, really bad and it's not wearable, which hopefully I would weed that out while I'm shopping. But instead of just throwing it in my go back pile because it has a small hole in it, I list it and just either for a lower price with best offer or I auction it off, and it usually sells even with a flaw. So thanks bin pickers for teaching me that from the get-go, because I would have lost a lot of money over these last few years if I hadn't operated under that. I don't know anything about this brand. I've never found it before. It might just be a nothing brand, but they're skirted leggings, and skirted leggings right now are very popular. So popular that I sold these for $22.50 plus $24 shipping because they're going international. That's steep. Yeah, because they paid a total of $47. These are going to the UK. So apparently it's a pretty popular style. I bought this because it's cute. I don't buy kids clothes, but I really like this superhero Wonder Woman Under Armour kids shirt. Sold it for $11.20. This was my big sale of the weekend. This is my first Helmut Lang piece that I've found, and I learned about this brand on Instagram. Sorry, there we go. It does focus. It's just a simple black dress. It's a racerback dress, and I did some research on it because it was a higher end brand. It's called a slack jersey tank dress, and it's a size small, so not a great size since it's a smaller size. I got a $30 off, like it sat. I had to relist it twice. I got a $30 best offer on it. I think I had it up for like 85 bucks originally. I got a $30 best offer on it like after the second time that I relisted, and I almost took it. But I was like, dang it, no. I've seen Helmut Lang selling for a lot more money. I think I need to hold out. And sure enough, this weekend it sold for $75 to an international buyer who paid a total of $90, including shipping. So that was a really good payoff, you guys. I'm glad that I didn't accept that $30 offer. Sometimes you just have to trust your gut. When I don't accept an offer that still gives me a profit, I tend to waffle on that. Like like, oh, am I just being greedy? Is this the best offer that I can get? You know, is this market price? And I'm just asking for too much. So all of these doubting questions. But when you know, when you've done your research and you've seen comps and you see the Instagram community posting about this awesome brand that's selling really well for them, even if it takes a couple months, it's okay to sit on it so you know that you can get the price that you wanted to get for it. I mean, honestly, I would have taken a best offer of like 50 on this dress. So I'm very happy that they paid my full asking price. So sometimes you just have to trust the research. That's happened to me multiple times where I'm just second guessing myself, not wanting to make a foolish decision because I've had it happen before. I've got a few items in my store where I got a best offer right off the bat when I listed it. And I was like, oh no, I'm going to wait. And it's still sitting like months later. And I think, oh, I should have taken that best offer. I have a sweater in my storage right now that I have had for 6 months that I priced it at 50. I got a $40 best offer right off the bat. I said no to it. It's still sitting. I think I've got it priced at 20 and I still have not gotten a buyer for it. So my bad. I should have taken that offer. But you just don't know. You know, you've got to make those decisions, and that's what like this process of learning is, right? I mean, I'm almost 5 years into it and I'm still having to guess, although I am only 2 years into the best offer process because I didn't used to take best offers. Best offers are great, but they drive me mad. Okay, another basic women's Nike hoodie. Love these things, and I find these all the time at the bins. Sold for $16.50. I took this offer because I was distracted. I totally could have got more money for these, especially if I waited a couple more months, but it's not a big deal because these are a dime a dozen at the bins. They're Columbia swim trunks. I took an $8 best offer. I sell these all summer long for $16 to $18, but that's okay. I didn't lose any money. I'm okay with it. Okay, so here's another example of like my love of vintage. I'm just gonna pick it up and see what happens. Sat. It's a Montgomery Ward, total disco shirt. Sold this for 10. I took a best offer of 10 after it sat for a really long time, but it's that vintage Montgomery Ward tag. I love this stuff. I wouldn't wear it, but I want to see people wear this stuff, so I totally think you should pay $30 for it instead. Excuse me, guys. Here's a Prana long sleeve dress. It's like a faux wrap dress, or more, I guess the keyword I would use instead of faux wrap is more of a draped dress. Prana. I sold this for $27. It's so funny to go through my sales in this kind of a process where I'm saying them out loud, because sometimes I'm like, oh, that was really too low. I shouldn't have sold it for that low. What's the point? Why did I buy that brand? Like here I am bragging about an $8 pair of Columbia shorts that I sold. But then I say, well, I bought this dress for $27 that I found at the bins for less than $1. And it adds up. It all evens out. And this is why I love what I do. And I will still go and pick up Columbia trunks because they sell. I know they do. I probably won't take an $8 offer again for them unless I'm super desperate. But I know that they sell. So that wasn't a bad buy. It wasn't a mistake buy. But it's all how we do it. This is a Neiman Marcus, and I don't want to say it's vintage. I don't think I listed it as vintage. Yeah, I didn't list it as vintage, but when I got it at the Salvation Army on a 69-cent tag day, so I got it for 69 cents, and I put it up pretty high because it's 100% cashmere, and it's Neiman Marcus, and I don't really know much about Neiman Marcus. Like I know it's kind of like a hoity-toity store. We don't have a Neiman Marcus, nor have we ever had a Neiman Marcus, like in my history of living in the Northwest. But from what I know, it's a high-end store that carries high-end brands. But it's also 100% cashmere. So I think I listed it for like $80 originally, and then I kind of dropped my price down to the $60 range. And then yesterday I took a best offer of $45. I'm still really happy with a $45 on a 69-cent item. Yes, please. And I think it has like a little, like a mark, you're not even gonna be able to see it. It's like a really tiny mark that I disclosed in the listing. And I don't wash cashmere, so yay. All right, here's my shoe thing. I don't know, guys. Nothing too impressive. HS Trask. I got them because they're just a nice men's loafer. Sold them for $15 plus $9 shipping. So they paid like $25 for them. I made money, but I probably won't buy that brand again. All right, next is a Free People top. Free People, it's an extra small, so not a great size, but I still sold it for $20. Cute little summer top. All right, next is a swimsuit. It's a dolphin size 32, which I still haven't quite figured out sizing. It's a women's swimsuit though, and I sold it for $12. Some dolphin pieces can go up to like $20 if they're used. This one sat for quite a while, so I was fine with taking a $12 best offer on it. I've got an Eileen Fisher cardigan here. This one sat for quite a while, and I took, oh, and it sold for on its sale price, final sale price for $19. I may have paid up for this. There was one day I went to a Goodwill retail store and I got like 12 Eileen Fisher pieces that I paid like anywhere from $7 to $12 for. So I know I wouldn't have paid 12 for this particular style, so I may have paid 7. It also might have come from the bin because this is an older item. I don't really know, so I can't give you an accurate tell on that. I don't itemize my purchases because most of my stuff comes from the bin. Like I don't keep a spreadsheet saying what I paid for and what I sold. I use GoDaddy software, so it basically just tabulates all of my receipts. I only use my PayPal business account that for that particular it's tied to my PayPal account basically. So and I only use my PayPal card for business expenses. So I love it because it keeps everything in track for me, and my husband does all of our numbers. So I won't talk about taxes, A, because nobody talks about taxes in the reseller community. Nobody wants to give bad advice, and B, I literally know nothing about it. So you can judge me for that, but my husband takes care of all of those details because I am just not a numbers person. Did I say how much I sold this for? $19.79. So regardless of whether I bought it at the bins or a retail store, I still made money. Sold these Minnetonkas for $14 plus shipping. So it's the end of season for winter boots. So happy to get those out of my store. Here's another awesome vintage piece. Sold it for $10. It's like diving people swimsuit. I don't know. I think it's super cool. I love this kind of stuff. Well, let's get it good. Anyway, men's shirt. Sold it for $10. I think I actually that one sold on auction. Okay, we're down to it, guys. I went through I still go through a trucker hat phase. I've actually sold trucker hats, you guys, for really good money, and when you get them at the bins for nothing, I don't know anything about them. So when I buy them, they just have to look like what a hipster would wear. That's like my gauge. Would a hipster wear this? And if so, I will buy them. So I sold this for $8.50 on auction. I mean, I think I started the auction at $7. Went up a little bit. But I paid maybe 30 or 40 cents for it. So still happy with that. And then I don't normally buy Anne Klein, but this is an Anne Klein Plus piece. It's a 2X, this blouse. And I sold this for $22. And then lastly, this was a lot, like I had these up for a while. I'd actually never heard of this brand before, but they look like really good quality. I probably won't buy it again, honestly. Zuala. I sold a lot of 2. So 2 pairs of these athletic tights for $10.50 for 2 of them. So not great. And they sat for a long time. I think I had them for like a buy it now price of like $25 best offer, and didn't get any hits or any watchers or anything. So anyway, that's my what sold. I need to get shipping today. My plan today, I need to do, I have a few more things that are already photographed that I can get listed. And then I'm going to need to photograph. My sister is coming on Wednesday to photograph some stuff for me, but I'm going to need to photograph stuff if I'm going to have stuff to list today and tomorrow. My goal is to get 30 items up today, 30 items up tomorrow. And I am not sourcing today, so I will just be home today getting work done while my kids are in school. And then tomorrow I will probably go to the bins. Maybe I'll do a haul video. Anyway, So I have been, since I started my YouTube channel, I have been asked most about shipping processes and then my listing process. I think I talked about my shipping process enough the last time on my last shipping video. But if there are unanswered questions, let me know from that. And I don't really know how to talk about my listing process. I feel like I probably list like everybody else, but let me just run it down real quick. And then if you want me to elaborate, let me know. I haven't figured out how to do screenshots yet. I did play around with my video editor yesterday, try to get my movies a little more fancy. My YouTube videos. I'm looking at my movie because I use Movie Maker, that software that comes on my computer because I'm a PC user. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out how to make my videos a little more fancy. I don't know if I will, honestly. I'm pretty cut and dry, shoot from the hip. I don't, this is kind of just a hobby, like an online diary of sorts about my reselling life. And then hopefully it helps you guys out. But I understand where screenshots would be helpful on certain things. So let me try to figure out how to do that. But let me just run down my process of listing for you guys because I know everybody does it differently. I do not use my mobile device, my phone, to list. I will sometimes edit and relist from my phone, or I will upload pictures sometimes. That said, I use a camera, a point and click camera, to take all of my pictures. I actually think my iPhone does a much better job accurately getting the color of my items. I just don't want to store all my photos on my phone, and I'm not very technologically savvy. So trying to get my photos off my phone and just onto my computer, I know obviously there's a way to do it. I just haven't wanted to hassle with it. So I kind of like to just keep everything separate. So I use a point and click camera to take all my pictures, and I'll usually take about 300 pictures at a time, or until I wear out, or until I finish a tote, or when my sister comes and does it for me, same thing. I'll just give her a tote and be like, photograph this stuff. And then I upload the pictures from my camera to my computer, and I go in and I resize everything so that it uploads quickly to eBay. And then I sit down with my tote of clothes that have been photographed, and then I list everything one by one. I add my pictures that I have photographed, and then I either list it now or I'll save it to drafts and list like a lot of them together at once. I've started doing it more that way, where I create drafts and then I just list them all at once, mainly just so I can, it keeps better track of how many I've listed through the day. I used to just keep like a tally sheet. So now I've started just doing it this way. It's just easier for me to keep track of how many listings I'm doing per day. So I feel like there's not much more to it. I do provide 2 dimensions for my shirts, armpit to armpit, shoulder to hem, and then when I do pants, I will do a waist lay flat measurement and an inseam measurement, and I'll do rise measurements on jeans. I have a scale, so I weigh my stuff right before, so I have an accurate shipping cost to my customer or for me. That way I don't have to deal with it later. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something else, but let me know if there's any other listing process that you guys want me to clarify. I think you just got to learn by doing. I'm the type of person that likes to have all my ducks in a row before I start, but I think sometimes you just need to start and then you learn as you go. That's how I learned this business. That's how I'm learning how to do YouTube. That's my brother is very well versed in YouTube, and that's what he told me. He said, if you're going to do it, just start and then the knowledge will come. And so I just started, and granted my videos are probably still where they were when I started a few weeks ago, and I'm okay with that because I'm a slow learner. But the bottom line is that you're just doing it. So anyway, I am rambling now. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. I appreciate it. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to talk about or cover. You can follow me over on Instagram at Thrifting for the Nest, all one word. And you can give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe if you would like to see more of them. And I will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much.